Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, we have the completely redesigned 2025 Buick Enclave. We'll look at the interior, the exterior, and then see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 25 Buick Enclave, and it is immediately noticeable how much different it is in here. It is an absolutely gorgeous cabin. Now this is the Avenir trim, so there's the Preferred, the Sport Touring, and then this would be the top tier Avenir. So obviously lots of great equipment in here, but let's put it in drive. We'll go for a spin around. Now, one of the biggest changes to the Buick Enclave is going to be that it went away from the kind of gas-guzzling V6, and now you get a 2.5 liter four-cylinder option. So what's cool about this is it's buttery smooth on the road. The turbocharger gives you a lot of power right away, but it's not super noisy, and it can still tow 5,000 pounds when properly equipped with the tow package. So this one is pretty much fully loaded. It's gonna have the tow package. This one also gets the Super Cruise inside, which is a really cool thing that we'll touch on in a little bit. But I mean, overall, this was a full redesign. So they did such a great job, I think, with the exterior styling. It does look really sharp coming down the road. Now up front with that grille design, they also redesigned the LED headlights. So you've got kind of that daytime running light bar up above, and then the headlights down below, which does look really cool. And then you will notice there's also parking sensors. So there's a sonar parking sensor up front as well as out back. And the camera in here, if you hit something, you would have to be trying very hard to do that, because the front camera, the side camera, you can actually just click a button here to pull it up, and you can switch between overhead, side, the hitch view, and then you can click out front to see what's going on. It is a really cool, really safe addition to the new Enclave. Now from the Enclave, obviously, if you're looking for a third row SUV, this one is going to give you a ton of luxury and equipment, but what about usability? So if you pop the power liftgate in the back, which you can do on the key fob, or you can touch the button back there, there actually is power seats. So the second and third row, the third row you can fold down and fold back up with the press of a button that's found right on the right side, and the second row you can click to knock those seats down. So if you're not hauling people, the usability from that to have a huge, pretty much flat cargo area is really awesome with this Enclave. But in the third row, you're gonna have USB-C charging, and now this is a 7-passenger, so that's gonna be 3 seats in the back and then the captain's chairs. But the third row is gonna have the USB-C, like I said, the cup holders back there, and then actually the second row, you can also slide forward and back. So I'm 6'1", where I was sitting in the second row, I still had knee space and headroom, and I could slide that forward a little bit and still fit into the third row. Yes, it's a little tighter back there, but overall, I mean, if you got the kids in there, they're gonna be more than happy, and everybody's gonna have USB charging to keep all their devices charged up. Now in the Avenir, you're also going to have a heated second row. So those seats are going to be super comfortable, but not as comfortable as where I'm sitting. Heated, ventilated, massaging seats up here for the driver and the passenger. Now what else is cool, the steering wheel is going to be heated for those Minnesota winters. Pair that with the remote start and you've got a great winter vehicle. Not to mention, this one is all-wheel drive. So you're going to have the sure-footedness of that and the comfort on the inside to tackle those Minnesota winters. But this steering wheel, like I said, you'll notice the little light bar on the top, and that's for the Super Cruise. So when you set that, you have something like, I think it's 400,000 road mapped miles that you can do hands-free driving on. It does auto lane changing assist. It is such a cool feature if you're going on a road trip or those cabin trips. It is something I would love to have because I've used it a few times, and it is simply amazing when you're on the road. And there's also just a regular adaptive cruise control. So if it's not mapped out miles, you can set 3, 2, or 1 car length distances ahead of you, and it's going to keep that distance when you're on the go. So we've covered some of the comfort, some of the luxury inside of here, this kind of the aluminum trim that runs through, and then the Bose sound system is so awesome. So I've actually got my phone down here on the wireless charger, and I've got wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. Now the infotainment screen is 30 inches. It is a huge infotainment screen that goes with your digital gauge cluster and then over here onto the other side. So if I click my Apple CarPlay, text messaging, Google Maps, Spotify, all built in there, which makes it really easy to not be messing with my phone. And there's also Amazon Alexa. So if you go to the home screen, you can use Alexa to control pretty much anything else that you already can. There's also a trailering mode in here. So like I said, with the 5,000 pound towing capacity, you can set your trailer for your boat, or if you have a utility trailer, that's a really cool feature as well. not to mention auto park assist. So if you're not the best at parallel parking or getting in and out of a spot, there's an assist system that you can set up that makes it really easy to do that. Now, another thing you can change is the ambient lighting. Kind of a goofy thing, but if you want red, purple, green, you can set any color you want in the brightness, which is pretty cool at the end of the day to have some adjustability for how you want the interior to look. Now, a few other things: dual zone climate control, and then as well you will get another third zone climate control for that second and third row. One of the other amazing things in here is the panoramic sunroof. It opens it up so nicely, especially with the all black interior. That is one of those features that I think you would be kicking yourself if you didn't get down the road, because it really does open it up and make it way more comfortable for the second and third row. Not to mention opening that up in the summertime is a pretty cool feature too. So as far as safety is concerned, this one's got emergency braking, blind spot monitoring. It's got the heads-up display here as well, so I can see my miles per hour and the speed limit signs. There's so much cool and safe tech in here that obviously if it's you or if your family is in the vehicle, you're gonna wanna make sure you're safe, and this absolutely delivers on the safety front from all the new technology. One other cool thing in here, the Avenir rides on the 22-inch wheels, but it actually has active dampening. So when you're on the road, it's super comfortable. It is the worst time of year in Minnesota. It's road construction season, everything is torn up, all the road joists are bumpy. But with this car, immediately I noticed, because I drive a lot of these big third row SUVs, this one is really comfortable. And sometimes you wonder if you sacrifice with the larger wheels to get the smaller tires, but with the active dampening or the adaptive dampening in here, it is super smooth out on the road, and definitely something that doesn't quite come across on camera, but when you drive it, it is immediately noticeable. So, overall, if you're shopping for a third row SUV, to me the Buick, obviously it depends on your price point or what you're looking for, but these start at about the mid $46,000 range. This one, the Avenir with the Super Cruise all loaded up in the tow package, is just under $60,000. So yes, I get it is expensive, but you are getting a ton of technology, luxury, and new style with the Enclave. And to me, this doesn't seem to really compete with maybe some of the other vehicles that I used to think it would compete with. It almost seems like it's more of a luxury competitor now. Things like Acura, or maybe if you're looking at a Mercedes or something else. I mean, a used Mercedes with a third row is probably pretty close in price to a new Buick Enclave now. And if you want the tech, the 30-inch infotainment screen with the wireless Apple CarPlay, the new style in the Enclave that I think looks really good on the exterior, I think this is definitely one to add to your list to come out and take for a spin and see what you think. Now that was just a quick look and drive in the 25 Enclave. Now if you'd like more information or to schedule a test drive for yourself, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by either one of our Buick locations. We'd be more than happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.